Welcome to Book Buzz with Tanushri. In this segment, I'm inviting guests who have read my book, Bring Out That Red Lipstick: How to Harness the Superpowers of Feminine Energies for Success, Harmony, and Well-being. These guests have been kind enough to send me detailed review and feedback about how this book impacted them. When I wrote this book, I was hesitant. Will me sharing my experiences help empower another woman like me who are going through life balancing her home, career, relationships, and personal growth? After all, a woman wants all of it. So today's guest is a dynamic creative founder and CEO of 19 Dots, Jaya Prasad. Welcome, Jaya, to the show.
Thank you, Tarushri, for inviting me and having me over. I really loved and enjoyed reading Red Lipstick. It truly resonates with me. And what I liked about this book was it's a you can relate to each and every emotion of the book. All the things which have happened in my life, you've really very simply written it down. So I really like this book. What's your first question?
So let me introduce who Jaya is. So Jaya is a seasoned advertising professional. She's joined us all the way from Gurgaon. She has a rich professional experience and background in advertising and communication of 20 years and has founded the first virtual agency supporting women employees, that is Idea Sugar, and a travel blog, Peppy Trips. What I love about her is not all the the career success and professional success she has, but the personal success she has as a writer, as a traveler, an avid traveler, and photography. So Jaya, she didn't tell me about this, but I know that she's also a prolific dancer.
Thank you. You know a lot about me.
So, when we talk, we say so many personal things about us which we feel are very small. It's like not of any consequence or not of any interest for someone, but that's how I think we catch on to each other's vibe and we connect to each other. These are the small things, because I love dancing personally, and I've also written in the book that I wanted to get back to dancing, and that's where I feel that that dancer part in every woman connects to me very fast.
Yeah, I like the part where you mentioned about dancing connects to the soul and listen to your soul murmur. It's an amazing insight, and thinking about it when I feel, when I was dancing, also professionally doing my stage shows long back. I feel, there is a huge connection when you are, doing your dance. So this year, probably I would like to get back to dance and trying. I hope I should be able to do something about this. But there are many things, the things which we are fed in the mind. And Tanushri, let me tell you something. The book which you have written, The Red Lipstick, probably I didn't tell you something that Seth Godin, who has come up with his book, and he's one of my most favorite writers. He also talks about something which is basically about practice, the new book which has come out, of Seth Godin. He's a very big advertising professional and a big writer worldwide. So he talks about, things being fed. So a lot of things which you have mentioned is already there. But the way you've changed the perspective, of how a woman feels, a person feels, is something I would always refer to this book again and again, because there are wonderful quotations. There is a wonderful division of the things, and your journey, of how you were a successful engineer, how you left your corporate job. I love everything, and this is something which every woman should read and find out that it is not necessary to be a career woman, but to balance that out. At the end of the day, you have your own failures, personal or professional, and I truly believe that there is no balance in life. You are managing so many things. If you will do something, so you talk about focus, in the book, which is how do we focus if we are not able to focus on a certain thing. And then you talk about the number of thoughts which are there, I think 75,000 thoughts which is there in the mind. See, I remember each and everything of the book because it's simply put. In the communication industry, to be complex, to be using very difficult words is probably not required. If you're able to reach your readers in the most simple way, in the direct format, it's very important that you put your message across rightfully. And I like I also like the end where you have done the entire questionnaire, where we are talking about are you masculine, are you feminine, or is there a balance, and you leave it at that. I think this entire masculinity and femininity, I didn't know, about the energies which you explained. So this was something new which I learned.
That's awesome. You already answered my question, what I wanted to ask, and you put it very beautifully, saying that yes, there are a lot of things that we know already, but sometimes it takes either a person or a thing or a situation for us to remind us about it. I think sometimes I feel that certain books have fallen in my lap just for me to read some messages, that I wanted to hear at that point of time. I'm glad that you could connect to the book and you could vibe so well with the book. I did also hear you saying that you could connect as a woman, the kind of struggles, the kind of multitasking that we do, the multifaceted roles that we play as women in everyday life. You also are into your own career journey, and you have been conflicted in many places where you had to make choices, whether it is my job right now, is it my child right now, is it my relationship right now, or is it that part where I'm just about getting to progress in my career, and do I have to leave everything? So I would really like to know, what was your biggest takeaway for you, and how did you assimilate this content that I've written in the book with your life?
In my life, I've taken the decisions, many times, followed my heart, as you have rightfully mentioned in the book. In my career and my life, there are decisions which you have to take, whether you would go for, a career, a promotion, or whether you would go for your personal stuff. So the first decision which happened with me was, of course, my marriage, where I had to move from the head office, Bombay, to Delhi office. So this was again a choice, whether you would continue in the job or whether you would get married and work in Delhi. So I made the choice. I got married and I took a transfer. Well, it was not the right decision to do, because when I came to the Delhi office at FCB Ulka, it was nothing what I had in Bombay. So again, I had to start from scratch. The second one was when my daughter was supposed to be born in 2003, and I had a promotion. In fact, I had a double promotion, and at that time I had to choose, because I was so weak, I could not, do the commuting, which was almost 2 hours, one way from my house where I used to stay. So this was again a choice I made to have my daughter in 2003, and my husband got transferred in 2008 to Germany, where I had just joined a job, and I was doing very, very well. Again, I was over here promoted. My promotion letter was there. It was 8 months of distant relationship. Well, it was not happening, So I took that decision again to join my husband, and this was a 3 years break. And all the breaks which I have taken, I've continued doing what I was doing. So I forayed into digital, which is paying me today. I did different things. So all I feel is that job or career is a very small part of your life. You have to see the entire perspective. What is good for you? Are you really wanting to sacrifice those things? I don't say that, picking up and making a choice of your career, or going for a promotion and not going for a child or not for a marriage is the wrong thing. It is a choice which we make, So I'm not saying somebody who would choose probably a career above this would be the right decision maker or not. I think they also have their own priorities, their own reasons to do certain stuff. And yeah, at the end of the day, you should be happy. This is what I feel. Whatever you choose to do.
That's a really beautiful thought, and the way you have put it, Jaya, that we as women, we come out with so many dreams from our college when we graduate, saying that yes, now I am stepping into my career and I'm going to flourish and I'm going to bloom and I'm going to give it all my heart and soul into it. And we don't realize that we keep rooting and uprooting ourselves so many times through this journey, that sometimes, like you mentioned, we consider that work is a part of life, has to be considered as a part of life, but we kind of consider as a whole, and our spouses consider it as a whole. And that's where I think we kind of lose a connect with ourselves. But also the fact that you mentioned that in a bigger scheme of life, a job or a career is not the only thing, and that it doesn't mean that a woman should not give birth, should not move places. There are different experiences, different lessons to be learned here. I think a woman learns much faster, and she collects all her experiences and keeps it in a treasure box all the time. And I feel that
I think
it's
really nice.
Yeah, and look at the bigger scheme of life, and that is, how has it helped you bloom into a person? Do you feel satisfied about whom you are today, how you have grown today through all these years? Yes, career, job are one part of our identity, but do you feel comfortable in your own skin today after having done taking all those decisions and being here?
Yes, of course I am. My dreams were not even there when I was in college. I was really not planning to do a certain job. My idea was to be in civil services. So I've not taken things too seriously. Of course, like when I'm doing a certain job, I am very serious. But it's not the end of the life. This is what I feel. And you cannot stop learning. So I would keep learning and doing different things, look at things differently. At the end of the day, knowledge is something which you should, aspire to, acquire as a wealth, and wealth in the true sense. So my idea was to just buy a car for myself. We should be able to buy my own car. I should be able to have my own house. So I think I achieved all of that a little bit before anybody else. So as I told you, last year I was thinking to retire until I started 19 dots. That was enough for me. At the end of the day, you keep on. There's no end to it. And I feel when you reach up to the sky, we will tell you as kids that you should reach the sky. It is okay to reach the treetop.
Right.
In the sky, there is no oxygen and there's nothing actually. So this is just a false idea put in your mind. And it's okay to fail. I've failed so many times. Doesn't matter.
That's right. Correct.
That doesn't matter.
And I think women never get retired. I don't think women get retired any time in their life. There is nothing like a hard stop that I'm stopping. I'm going to stop doing this. There is nothing like that.
Yeah, they're always busy, instructing somebody at least in the house, if not at the office.
Yeah, true. So, Jaya, it was such a pleasure you could join in such a short, I just called you up and you agreed to do this recording with me to share your story and to share how you related to the book and the review of the book. Thanks so much for taking time out, and I really loved our discussion. It was a small discussion, but I really loved the banter. And thanks again, viewers. This is about the book review that Jaya read. This is Jaya's perspective, how she related to the book, how she vibed with the book. If you have read the book, bring out that red lipstick. please do not hesitate to drop me a line on any of my social media channels. I'm there on FB as Tanushree Nair. You can also search on my YouTube channel. I have a lot of discussion and sharing on this topic. If you want to connect with me, I'm available just a call away. But you can also drop me a mail at team@tanushreenair.com if you want to share about the book, and I will put you in the spotlight here on Book Buzz with Tanushree. Thank you.
Read the book.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye.